Hello and welcome to the Minimalist EDC. My name's Chris. Today is another new knife day. So I started opening this up and just thought, you know what? Let's do it on camera. Let's take a look at this and get first impressions together. So got this in from Knife Joy recently. We got I like that they're using these little packing peanuts that actually dissolve in water. Very sustainable, biodegradable. But this is the focus of interest right here. And what do we got down in here? Oh, little Knife Joy sticker. Cool. So, this is what I got recently. And if you follow their Instagram, you probably know what this is already. They released a Pena exclusive on Thursday. And let's take a look. So as all with Pena's X series, it comes with quite a big bit of packaging. It's very nice though. So we get the Pena microfiber cloth. We get the forbidden salt packet. Don't eat that. And we get the knife. So this right here is the new Pena Bravo 1 liner lock in green OD micarta. So, what are we looking at? This is Pena's X series, so this is a knife that he makes modeled after some of his customs, and this is the modeled after the Bravo. And you can see a lot of the same Pena lines that you see in a lot of his knives. They carry over between models, but this one intrigued me because it has the full micarta handles, which is very nice. It's a liner lock. All of my other Penas are bolster locks or frame locks. And it also has a lot of attention to detail that came through in the photos that I want to go through with y'all as well. So we'll get, first things first, we'll get some a little bit out of the way, do a size comparison just to give you an idea of what we're looking at here. So this is against a crisp American $2 bill. Let's do something that is in the same vein. This is my Pena Mula. Very similar knife. You can see this one's just slightly bigger. We got a Benchmade bug out. And Civivi Elementum. And why not? Because it's sitting within arm's reach. You got our Chris Reeves Sabenza 31 small. So you can kind of see, like, almost like top to bottom, you got kind of a descending pattern of, this is a little bit of a bigger knife compared to everything else that's on the table. So, getting into what attracted me to this guy was the blade shape. So the Pena Mula, this one is, every day it competes for time in my pocket. I love this thing. If you go back and you can watch my other video where I actually go through my complaints about it, how the detent was way too tight and how I hated the pocket clip, which actually still right here. I have not found a good use for this little stick clip that I dislike greatly. But yeah, I really like this knife, and there's a lot of similar design language that we can talk about here. So, start from the back. Both of these have a copper backspacer. That is something that seems to be very much in his design language. You see that between the two, we have very similar thumb stud design. You see that we have a very similar design language in how the blade shape works, where you have this swedge into thickening up for the working tip. Both of these, and which I enjoy very much, are front flippers. So we have the jimping that goes up the spine of the blade and around, that allows for a very easy, very tactile feeling front flip. And so both of these knives kind of live in that same wheelhouse of I guess Pena's design aesthetic. And so a few things that I noticed on this knife, the Bravo, that they're upgrades in my opinion. So if you see with the Mula, you got a free spinning pivot. You have to actually use a Torx bit in each side of this thing to get it open. Not a huge fan of that. And also a free spinning pivot, unless you're using a good amount of Loctite, you'll end up getting, and I probably need to service this one. I don't know if you can hear that. This one is starting to get a little bit of blade play, which it's easy to fix. I'll just, get 2 Torx bits, tighten it up. It'll be good for another 2 months or so. Then I'll have to Loctite it again. This one, we have a captured pivot. Like this is the anode, or I'm not sure what material this is, but it's kind of a bronzy color. I'm not sure if that's coming through on camera. And on the back side, of course, we got our Torx bit. So this should have a better time staying at full tightness, which I'm excited for. So also this one, like we have that, like I said, the bolster lock, where this one is a liner lock, which, I started off really appreciating bolster locks and being very, very much a fan of them, but the more I get into the hobby, the more I appreciate a good liner lock if it's done well. It has a cleaner backside. I kind of like the fact that the scales match and they look uniform. Like there's nothing wrong with the look of this, with the line and the cutout and all. The bolster lock is a nice feature, but I do appreciate a good liner lock. So let's see what we have here. The one thing that was almost the deciding factor of getting this one is he's getting away from these, or he got away from the stick clip in this one. I'm not sure if he's getting away from them entirely, but this stick clip, miserable, like pocket destroyer. This one, it's got some of that same issues with being a single point and impacting the pocket. Well, so we'll have to see how that works actually in the pocket. If it's causes me the same issues, I will find a replacement for it, but I do like the attention to detail here. So as you can see, this is the green micarta version that came in black and natural micarta, but this one has this I'm not sure if it's an anno or Cerakote, but it's the titanium is tinted almost the same color green as the scales, and you see the same treatment on the thumb studs. Even the screws that are in here are color matched, so they don't pop out as just like a bright spot of bright titanium when you on this one. So I like the attention to detail there. I also like the color contrast in you have the copper and you have copper pivot collars. So that little pop of copper was really nice, and it'll be interesting to see how the patina develops on the micarta itself, and the patina develops on the back spacer and the pivot collars. All right, so let's see what the weight situation is like on this guy. So you got 3.9 ounces, which is, it's a substantial knife. And just for reference, like the Mula, which like this thing is micarta and steel liners was all titanium, you end up with 3.8. So like the Mula is actually a little bit lighter considering it's all metal. And I'm not sure there's a whole lot with this knife that was taken for weight considerations. If we look at the liners in there are no cutouts, which may seem a little bit odd, but one thing I've noticed with Pena's knives is there's definitely a consideration taken for balance. And so while you have this giant chunk of copper back here, like I don't think it's just for looks. The blade, it's a substantial amount of steel, but when you look at it, like it's perfectly balanced. And you find that with all Pena's knives, like right where your finger sits, the balance on these things is just perfect. And if you're going to have a large chunk of steel as your blade, you're going to have metal on the backside to make up for that difference. So I think there could be a trade-off if they wanted to go with, say, like a micarta or titanium backspacer, mill out the liners, reduce the weight. Like you're not going to it's not going to be balanced, but you would have a much lighter knife in the pocket. So there's always a trade-off there. So let's take a quick look and see what we're dealing with as far as out-of-the-box sharpness. Yep, it'll cut. Like, we're not dealing with the thinnest blade stock ever. As we were looking at earlier, it does start fairly thick, and there's no hollow grind or anything, so it's not a power slicer, but this is a good working knife. And so looking at it when I was considering buying this, like it actually kind of reminds me of the design language of like some of the Brown knives. Like they have that I don't know how to describe the aesthetic, but like almost that sheep's foot warm cliffy look, and very classic lines as far as the like modern classic handles. But this guy just spoke to me. I wasn't really in the market for a new knife, but you know, sometimes they find you. So I may put a full review out here in a few weeks, because this guy's definitely gonna get some pocket time. I want to understand more about this clip and see how it works, and if I like it the way it is, or if I might want to change it. But as for now, I'm pretty pleased with this. The detent is perfect. Like you can easily flick it. The top flip, the front flip is very good, and let's see, yeah, the middle finger flick is very easy. That's one thing I do like about his thumb studs. If I can get it to focus here, is like they're barrel studs, but there's a lot of grip on them. So no matter where you hit this thumb stud, whether it be on the side of it or the top, there's even like these little rings on the top of it. So wherever your thumb happens to contact it, there's plenty of traction just to flick that thing out. So yeah, let's take a look. Centering, I think we're pretty good on centering, right? Yeah, so OD micarta, OD anodized or Cerakoted, I'm not 100% sure. All the hardware, the liners, I think this is definitely Pena kicked this one out of the ballpark. Like it's quite an impressive knife. It's beautiful, and I'm looking forward to get some time with it. But that being said, thanks for being part of the community. I really appreciate you guys. A like and subscribe would really help me out and help me grow this community and channel. But thanks, and have a great day.